Hello everyone and welcome back to XLNC. It is time for map 2 in just a minute. Team Kaqzi have taken a 1-0 lead after a really devastating first half for Team Shiiiish. A little bit of hope here and there, maybe sipping on that hopium for Team Shiiiish, but Kaqzi just man, they're on some different type of drug because they just steamrolled Shiiiish when it felt like they needed to.
Yeah, really, it just feels like they've all like injected radiant into their bloodstreams or whatever because they're on something right now. I don't know what it is, but whatever the case, it really is up to Shiiiish to be able to step up and bring it back. It's not even up to Kaqzi to like relax or anything because it really feels like they're just playing that fun. They're taking peaks. They're actually just playing ranked and it's working for them. So we'll see what Shiiiish can bring in this next map of Ascent, if I'm correct. Well, so I do have their rosters. I have their lineups right now. Kaqzi, they run the standard stuff, right? Jets on Ken, Reyna, Volts on that, and then they run the Sky, Omen, Sage, so no surprise there. I was indeed hallucinating last map, by the way. He's who did play yesterday. I don't know what I was saying. I think I was actually just dead. But yeah, he's on the roster. He's on their Sage. And they run the standard setup. But Shiiiish, they actually do something interesting. They run a double Sentinel. They run a Cypher and a Sage with Athstra on the smokes. Of course, Jen is so good on that. And Andrew and Replay on the Jet and the Reyna instead of having a Killjoy, so a bit of a switch up from their Haven setup. So we'll see if that ends up proving any better, because Replay he did end up doing better, if I'm correct, than some of their other duelists. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this map go a bit better than previous, but we'll have to see once we get into the agent picks whether I'm correct or not. We'll see if they have anything to mix up.
Yeah, and I mean the initial point you make I think sums it up really. It's on Team Shiiiish to either do what they do normally, but better, or change something up. I mean, you have to do something different. Obviously, Kaqzi had basically read them all throughout half one, and then, you know, there were a couple fumbles here and there. Some of the rounds, of course, you can't expect them to win. If you lose one, it can turn into another just because of the economy, of course, but really, Kaqzi, the moment they had that full rifle v rifle buy, yes, it was a close round. There was a couple lucky shots in there from Shiiiish, but Kaqzi shut them down when necessary. And here we go into Agent Select. Kaqzi have fully locked in their roster. Ganesh will be on the Cypher this time instead of the Phoenix. Replay transitioning onto that duelist instead on the Reyna. And on the other side of the map, still waiting to lock in.
I mean, he's confident. I don't know. It definitely depends on the player. Like Reyna and Phoenix fulfill kind of the same roles, different flash styles. One of them is a near sight, one of them is a flashbang. But I mean, it definitely depends on what you like. I know personally, at least I like the Phoenix to just have two chances because I'm not as good as these guys. I can't just land the instant headshot, which is what you need on Reyna. But Volts, he's contemplating pretty hard. He's actually hovering. I don't really know. Maybe they're talking something out. I'm surprised that these guys are the ones that's taking the time to talk, whether it be that or maybe someone's in the bathroom or something. But they're the ones that were dominant at first map, right? Kaqzi were the ones that were having a good time. So if they want to take the time to talk, if they want to take the time to maybe get the tension rolling, right? Get Shiiiish a bit nervous, then okay. I don't blame them. Fair enough. Mind games as well as good gunplay will win you matches.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Kaqzi need to be as concerned, but sure, there's definitely some strategy to be considered, things to be discussed, and, well, we'll see what they were discussing, because they are now going to be forced to hold this Ascent map, at least for the first half. We'll see where they begin to set up. For now, it looks like a full-on assault into A, and Volt's the only one here for now. Finally, Kenzie's dad will rotate on over into that tree/cat position, so it's pretty stock standard defense. It looks like we're getting a heavy-handed approach towards the A site for Team Shiiiish.
And this is definitely an interesting setup because they have all these stars set up towards that mid, none towards A, none towards B, so they aren't signaling any type of site hit at all, but they are going to be walking up this cat, looking to split this A site. The Sky is going to have multiple different avenues of aggression because Reyna actually isn't holding that long position. She's jiggling it, which means there's a limited amount of information that can be had from that position. Oh, this cat aggression though, Kenzie's dad gets smoked out and he gets completely eliminated immediately. Both these Heaven players are trying to spam through that smoke, and this is not going to find too much right now.
Oh, the rotations are on though. It's a foot race back to this site. Jen's gonna get that spike down. The door's been shut off, so a double wall now in effect. You not only have to break through the initial door, but then you have to bust down the sage wall. Time will help you with that one. Smoke's gonna lure off this position, and now it's just buying as much time as possible for the retake to come through. Volt's gonna drop to Andrew with a nice couple ghost shots, but it's traded right back by Ken. He doesn't do his due diligence, doesn't check below him, and he's gonna be dropped by Jen. Hizu is able to trade one back immediately, gonna be taken down. And the retake just wasn't enough. A triple for Jen. Well executed there by Team Shiiiish, clearly coming in to map 2 with a plan.
That is a very nice attack. Coming through Cat, splitting open that A site. Kensei's dad has no chance. He has to check 10 different angles, and it just can't happen. The players couldn't land those spams through the smoke. And like you mentioned, Necrox, not doing their due diligence, not checking underneath. I don't know. Ken doesn't really seem like that kind of player that doesn't end up checking his corners, but he's getting shot by a ghost, so he has no idea where his bullets are coming from. That's what lets them win that map, or win that first round. So we'll see what ends up happening. They should be on a pretty solid standing right now with the guns. Ganesh is the only one that hasn't upgraded, but this A site's gonna get hit again. There are both the duelists in position to be able to maybe defend, but Ken smokes himself off, lets them have door control, but they haven't even pushed in yet. Shiiiish are being extremely careful right now, dragging all the rotations, and they're just slow outside this A, maybe making Kaqzi second guess themselves.
And I don't know what this miracle or magical technology rather is from Andrew, but he's got a full rifle with no armor. Had to get healed up by this guy as well, and taking a couple pot shots trying to peek main, but that's a Vandal in round 2 with no armor, so if he goes down, that's a free gun to the likes of Team Kaqzi. We'll see where it does head though, and we're going right back to where we began. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. A site is the plan. Once again, smoke is up for the second time. There's the dog gonna come out. A couple tripwire cages here as well. Ken knocking on the door, but again, should be a double wall if they're not sure if it's up this time. Volt's gonna die. Andrew landed one shot, and now everyone's jumping out like salmon out of the water. Everyone's trying to leap their way out of heaven. Replay was tucked into hell meanwhile, and this is just a massacre on the site. Ken is just forced to throw his life away here. Certainly doesn't want to save this one, so we'll just try to get something, but just denied. And again, it's just a simple execution from Team Shiiiish. Get onto the site, make sure there's no one in heaven or hell tucked away, smoke it off, close the door, win the round.
And honestly, because this is Valorant, right, it's not something like Counter-Strike. It's not as simple as the enemies have worse weaponry. You can just take a site for free. That could have gone a bit chaotic with all those flashes coming through that Astro wall, but thank goodness for them, they were able to just win every single fight coming through that wall. Of course, the defense doesn't really understand where the attack is sitting behind that barrier, so just a bit of reaction time bonus for those attackers able to aim straight at what exactly they know is happening. That's what lets them win that round, and now it's, again, the bonus. They're looking towards that B, one on Cat, looking up that mid, and it's jiggle by the sky to try and find any information, but Kensei's dad is not going to spot too much for the time being. Going back towards that B, it's going to now have some information on how many players are in this mid, going to pop a flash, know that they're there, but Andrew's got the fallback, so Kensei's dad falls again. Another entry for the side of the attack. Still 2 on this site though. What more can they do? Because they're getting pinched. Kensei's already been taken out. Now it's all up to Hizu back site. Pops a molly, gets a kill off of that, and maybe some more spray downs. They can't scream to kill him, but he can't find the frags either. Jen takes him out finally. That's the site been taken.
This is a different Team Shiiiish, I tell you. They are confident, they are clear in the direction that they want to go, and they are winning duels against the like of Team Kaqzi, who are falling apart at the seams now. All on Volt in the 1v4. Somehow has to manage his way on and then win every fight from here on out. So really just trying to get some exits if at all possible. But Team Kaqzi just run the mill here and don't get much. Everyone, it felt like, was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Kensei's dad was trying to play in market, but he was getting pushed not only from main, but also from mid. Has to fall back away from the blind because there was too many members, falls right into the waiting arms of the rest of the team, and then the push from there on out is simple. Yes, Kaqzi does a lot in the back site, trading out one, buying a lot of time, but there's just no way to hold on for long enough, or even win as many duels, and then the retake just can't come through. There's too many smokes, too much utility left on the board. Cypher, Sage, even the Jet smokes and the Astra smokes as well. And it's really well played from Team Shiiiish. And Kaqzi, well, they might have not changed something up, but Team Shiiiish certainly have. And Now it's a broken buy for Kaqzi, so we're probably looking at 4-0 here, Falcon, in the other direction on map 2.
It really does seem like the momentum has shifted. Kensei's dad might have a chance, but this Bucky is a bit... Hold on a second. Okay, there might have been an opportunity. Hold on, Ken's still doing so much. He's gotten 3 with a Sheriff, not taking that much damage. He's only taken, I think, 1 bullet worth of HP. I don't understand how this has happened. He's finally going to get flanked from that outside B. Piles is now under control of the defense, in fact, because the Cypher is now trapped here. Spikes on Cat, so still a bit of a problem for these guys, but Gunnish, he's not gonna check. This round has turned into an absolute disaster.
Wow.
They're on a full save, and they managed to pick up rifles and the round off of that.
Volt sends bullets without his name written in them. That was stolen and ripped away from the likes of Team Shiiiish, who give up the rifles in mid, all thanks to some gorgeous shots from Ken. 2 headshots and then dropping one in the body as well, I believe. Marvelous stuff from Ken. Team then swarms in, collects the rifles, and cleans up the round. An attempt from Ganesh to try, but there's just too many angles to keep in the back of your mind. And now Team Kaqzi have picked up a big win. That was a broken buy, but it's a broken round for the likes of Team Shiiiish, who should have had that one in the bag. But sometimes you just get kenned. That was one of those rounds. So Spike has been left behind for now. No one wants to pick that one up. Don't want to reveal where the spike is being pushed, but Volt is going to open this one up with a 2-tap onto the head of replay.
Oh, that's all the way back. That's so long range. Great gunplay from the defensive Reyna. And it looks like they're just getting their stride. You know, it took them a couple rounds, but they've regained their confidence. They know that they can win these fights if they take them, and that's exactly what they're doing. Gen even gets angled. Kensei's dad. And a completely, that's not something you expect. Volt's gonna finally get shut down by Andrew pushing up mid. Now there's an entire, that's mid control entirety for the attackers, so that's a lot of space. You can decide to split anywhere they want, but the thing is, the manpower right now is so bad on the side of the attack that Andrew, he can't lose his life here. He has to be available to help his team coming through B if that's what they decide to do, but they're second guessing themselves again. They're going back through tiles. They want to go back through this cat and back into A, but Sky is still waiting for them there. The thing is about this man advantage is that there's so many different defenders able to defend from every single angle. Andrew is doing everything he can to eliminate all of them as I say that, and now it's all up to Kensei to hold down this B.
That was pure confidence from Andrew. There was no need to peek that. Meanwhile, plant's gone down, but they don't know Kensei's backside. This could be a little bit dangerous if one member dies. That's not going to be enough. Yes, Ganesh will go down, but now the position's been revealed. Peek together. Make sure you play together. Play as a team, and don't give up isolated 1v1s. That's how Kensei can clutch this. One member's going to be on top. It's Andrew. We'll put a couple shots in, but it's just not enough. Kensei's just trying to buy as much time as possible, and Andrew will ace Team Kaqzi with confidence and ice in his veins. Will take every life away and make this 4-1.
Up against a mountain, he chips away little by little, piece by piece, and they all crumble by this one man. That is some insane stuff. He literally cuts the entire defense in half single-handedly, and you can see they're trying to pinch him, and he just wins every single fight. That's all it takes sometimes. This Jet is the one to single-handedly win that round, because he isn't a 1 versus 2 at the end. That could get risky. This is one player sitting back B, but it just doesn't matter, because Andrew, he can win every fight. Now, the thing is, it's up to Ken to step up. He's got the Blade Storm out. Their team is on a save, so this gun is virtually the only one, and he was the person to virtually win the only round that they have right now for Kaqzi. So maybe with the Blade Storm, there's another opportunity, because there's multiple players, but the knives hit absolutely no one. That is a blunder and a half. Kensei's dad gets a single with a shorty, because, I mean, that's what the shorty's made for. But nothing else to be found. Everyone else is just falling. The flash going out. A nice shot from Volt and some more damage onto the Sage. This misses out, so he stays alive. 3 versus 3 though, and still the gun advantage for the attack. But Ganesh can't hit the shots. There's a res on a Gen in the smoke. The reser gets eliminated, so Kevin's no longer in play. Can't say another one. This is absolute chaos right now. No way this should even be close, but it's 2 versus 2.
2-on-2. Ganesh trying to clean this one up. Finally, triple kill to his name so far. Now, finally, Hizu left to do it all. Somehow that round was staying alive. The resurrect came in even from Kevin, and still it was close. Hizu only with the classic now pinged, and oh my gosh, here comes the cosmic divide as well. Everything to do
valuable from Kaqzi. They charge up so many ultimates off of that. They take away so many guns, and maybe the economy isn't the biggest deal for Shiiiish because they do have that, like, they have 5 rounds in their bag, so the money's going to be pretty healthy, but they take away the weapons. They burn the ultimate of Gen. That's pretty nice. I would be happy with Kaqzi if I were on their team right now with that round. Another default from the side of Shiiiish. Top mid aggression, of course, 1 in tiles, and all the extremities are smoked off, and the Cypher's the only one pushed up aggressively, trying to find a lurk, and he does find some damage onto the sky inside of market, so maybe a bit of hesitation coming out from Kaqzi because he has been caught off on this position before, pre-firing every single corner. He's not just going to peek anything dry anymore. He's made that mistake before and lost his life for it, but it's still very, very slow on the attack. They're not set up in the same way to catch him off as before. Cypher cam going to go up, trying to find any extra information, but it's not going to spot anything. So not going to be able to understand that there is a stack on this A. That's a nice peek by Kensei, and I said he wasn't going to get caught off, but it's Ganesh that just end up peeking and winning on the duels, and he doesn't expect one backside, but Kensei doesn't have a gun out. Flash going through, but Ganesh wins every single duel.
Ganesh is unstoppable. It's deja vu. I feel like I'm dreaming. We just saw this maybe a few rounds ago. Ganesh just rips through the squad on the side, and replay will take out Volt as well. Ken, of course, if there was one member you wanted to clutch this round, it would be him. We've seen him in moments like these before. We've seen Ken land shot after shot when it seems just about impossible, but it's just so unlikely. Even tagged, having to remove that tracker. Ganesh still on the cam, spray through, couple bullets in, a lot of damage actually, but 30 HP. One tag will take him down. And there it is, Ganesh might as well give him the quadra, because it's 4 in the round for Team Shiiiish, and all of them go to Ganesh. Everyone on this team, Team Shiiiish, is doing their part. Kevin playing that supportive role. He only has 4 deaths, 6 assists, by the way, in the bottom of the scoreboard. So much work from everyone on this team to pick themselves up by the bootstraps and really give it to Kaqzi and map 2. This is not their map, by the way. Somehow they've picked each other's maps, it feels like, and it's just not going the way it was supposed to go.
Oh, it's such a weird dynamic, right? It really seems like it's the attack right now that has the major just mental advantage for both these teams. Last time it was 11 rounds. 11 for Kaqzi, now it's 6 for the side of Shiiiish, and it's starting out even better. Andrew's got the opening frag. It doesn't even need to be the Sentinel for some reason. Last round was pretty straightforward. This round even similarly so. Rifles on both sides, but it's the Jet to win all the fights this time. Plant going down. They just have to try and retake, right? And what else are you going to do when you're down 6 rounds? Andrew's got the knives out even. He probably doesn't need to pop this, but he's confident enough to just go over the wall and get another kill on a Volt. This is... struggle would be a very, very hard understatement right now for Team Kaqzi.
What in the world is going on right now with Team Shiiiish? Andrew finally will fall from one entrance from Hizu. Tag will not actually mark the likes of this killjoy. A couple shots through the wall will force a retreat, and it's a save now as they peel away from this bomb. But Team Shiiiish have done it once again. They get onto the site, they plant, they hold off the retake. It feels like Kaqzi have to pull out some tricks. They're going back to the same playbook. Gen, by the way, dies. I'm not sure what went on there, but regardless, it feels like the playbook has been scripted. This just isn't what you need to be doing. You have to come up with some sort of unique strategy. Different hold, different attempt. We've seen the same round repeat what feels like 8 times in a row, maybe a couple iterations of it, but there's just not much variation in the defense here from Kaqzi, and she's sure prepared for it, and they just read and play better. And now, once again, going back to A, and the utility from Izu is just not there. Actually going to be a cat push. Here we go.
Or up this mid. Being quiet. This is one of the first rounds they haven't defaulted towards every single side of the map, but Cypher, similarly. Outside this B is going to get smoked. Oh no, that smoke's going all the way into Cat. It's interesting to support this Jet, but I don't think he really needs it. There's 2 different smokes here. It's a Venn diagram. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but whatever the case, there goes that, and the utility being expended by the attackers to take this mid control. Astra Star all the way back in this Z position. Kensei's that is going to be blocked off by not only a smoke, but also a wall. So now the B-take is going to be coming. The spams through the smoke. Better for the defense for the time being. The damage on this Reyna might be kind of value. This peek from Kaqzi. Come on. He's got to at least get one, but not to be. All that damage onto this through the smoke is going to be completely denied. They know Kevin's in this corner too. They're going to check him. A dink through a wall? I don't know how he doesn't get the kill on a Volt, but whatever the case, it's a 4 versus 4 retake with this lockdown in place. So this could be kind of dangerous. They have to drive all into backside. Ganesh, he's a bit struggling, but it's going to be fine. Gen has a kill. Seeker's coming back here. They know where everyone is, but they're all going to be safe from this lockdown. All they have to do is win the fights, and that's exactly what they're doing until Volt comes back in with a 4K on for the ace. He's just going to stick this. He has one on lane defending right now, and Kensei's Chad just has that kill. So that's the second round that Kaqzi managed to win in a bit of a chaotic bloodbath in the back of sight.
Volt is cracked! Where did that come from? Kaqzi, who had been on the ropes all game, just pull that out of nowhere, and Volt leads the charge straight back onto the site. The retake this time works out. A full foot race sprint onto site for the likes of Team Shiiiish doesn't pay off this time. Volt wins the duel against the member that was tucked into wall. Kevin just barely couldn't get one. Then the heal comes through, back up to full HP, and it works out beautifully. The retake, just everyone swarming, and trying to hold that site is no easy task. The post-plant positions aren't super comfortable. As we run into a very quick pause, we'll have to transition out. But what a map we have set up for ourselves in game 2, because this one may be head of the distance.
Wait, that is actually hilarious. I think Volt clutched that so hard that he like threw his mouse across the room or something, because it looks like he's not moving in spawn. So, bit of a tech. That's interesting. I don't blame him. That was an electrifying clutch to watch. That's insane. It wasn't actually a clutch because there was a teammate with him watching that spike, but admittedly, like, based on how he was playing in that round specifically, the fights that he was winning, I wouldn't be surprised if he managed to ace that, if his teammate did end up falling. Whatever. Oh, he actually crashed. He got so excited he like kicked his power line out or something. I'm not entirely sure, but whatever the case, that's some great stuff.
We're back into the caster desk while we wait for Volt to come back. Maybe he short-circuited his PC or something. Truly an electrifying clutch to watch him. And as we stand now, it's 2-7 on the scoreboard. Still waiting to see where the likes of Kaqzi can set up. But Falcon, it's been a flip of the script here from the likes of, Team Shiiiish, who have really dismantled Team Kaqzi in the beginning of map 2. Is there something different in particular that you're seeing, or is it just simply they're warmed up, they're ready to go, and they're taking the duels with more confidence, or is there some sort of strategy that they're executing on that is paying off?
I mean, I think the two most straightforward rounds so far that we've seen is honestly the Cypher on Ganesh as they're walking into B, getting every single frag, taking out Kensei, taking out, I think, Hizu on the stairs position, then I say taking out Kensei, his father, and then Kensei himself was sitting backside until everyone else was basically dead and the plant was already down. But I mean, that one, and then Andrew, of course, walking into A through Cat, getting all the kills as well. It's really, oh my god. I'm not sure if the stream can hear this, but these guys are actually putting a ritual around Volt and just jumping up and down, shooting their frenzy. So I'm just gonna, I might just tab out for a second so I don't hear them. But either way, yeah, those two rounds are basically the two most straightforward rounds that we've seen so far, and it really is just them walking in, getting the frags. So maybe it is just that, the fact that they're warmed up. I don't know if they just didn't deathmatch before their first map or whatever, but it's clear that they can take these fights because they've been doing so, and Ganesh has shown his prowess on that Phantom. He can land those shots, land those sprays, and Andrew with his own on the Vandal. It's really, after seeing this, it's even more confusing how they were able to lose map 1 that hard in the first half. I really don't understand, because it's not even, I don't want to say it's getting skill diffed, because right now they're skill diffing their opponents. It's Shiiiish right now that is clearly better than Kaqzi, and it's nothing. If anything, if I can mention strats at all, it's the fact that Kaqzi don't have an Astra, because I think Astra is probably one of the most valuable agents on this map right now on defense. But anyways, I think we've actually gotten back into the game. They didn't really tell us, but we had Volt's back. Okay. Anyways, but they do not have an Astra, so I think that's one of the biggest reasons why they're getting pushed so hard right now. Because if, again, this specific round, The attack is running into an empty A site. The only player in position is now Jet, who is just rotated in, getting smoked off, so he's not going to have too much of a say in this round unless he catches someone off. But there's another, yeah, there's two different smokes that end up blocking this person out of the round. But an Astra could delay just a tiny bit, like a little vortex in one of the choke points, just to buy a little bit of time. And speaking of her, there's a wall that goes up, so these players have to go right through it, shooting the flash. No problem there. Kensei's dad, maybe a bit of utility to get through this. Sentry even still, and they're just getting all shot out. Kensei gets some information, and the jump through the wall is here, but there's so many players in place to defend. It's all coming up red. Nothing for Kensei's dad to do. He's got a pistol, so maybe a couple lucky right clicks, but it shouldn't be too bad. Ganesh peeks from A main and takes him out. That's the 8th round off the pause.
Gosh, a bloodbath there on site somehow. I'm pretty sure Team Shiiiish just decided to coin flip that round after the pause as we run into one quick pause once more. I believe some more connectivity issues. Maybe even something we'll have to discuss later on as we transition right back out of the game, right back to the caster desk, Golden Falcon. We got one more round to break down as we do run into one more pause. That one was scary, to be honest. Certainly a really difficult round to decide that you want to take in the first place. And then on top of that, difficult to execute. The Astral Wall goes up to deny any heaven peaks. Any jumps become that much more difficult to execute on. The only member off site was Ganesh. That was the only one left for a post-plant scenario. And then one in hell, which ended up surviving the initial sort of leap out of heaven, the leap of faith that Kaqzi took for the round. Really dangerous stuff, but for now, it's a 6-round lead, so you can't fault them. And I believe we're straight back into the game. The pause was not too long, so here we go with round number 11 between Team Kaqzi and Team Shiiiish in the grand finals of the inaugural XLNC Valorant tournament. My apologies for the delays, but we are straight back into the action.
Cam in, an aggressive peek from Kensei's dad, and almost lands a frag onto the Reyna, and it's in fact both Reynas chiming in on different sides of the map. Andrew's gonna get taken out as well, so a 1-for-1 trade across the entire plane of ASCENT. Volt with a nice transfer, good movement to displace Kevin's crosshair, and he wants so much more. He's going for more fights, but it's the attacking Reyna this time to win that out, so Volt falls early in this round. There should not be a res to go through. There is no Sage, in fact, on the defense at all, so he's gonna be out for the next 50 seconds at minimum. Cat pressure, but they're all getting pinched. Ganesh, he's not gonna shot. Wait, Ken misses the shots. He misses that entire right click again. We've seen that happen multiple times. He has not had success with that Blade Storm on this specific position, and he tries it once more, and it still doesn't work out. 30 seconds for a spike plant, plenty of time. Weaker weaponry on the defense, and even no armor for either of them as well. This is going to be pretty difficult for them to come back in this retake.
Yeah, and the frustration now has really got to be kicking in for Kaqzi. Ken missing that right click, it's a rarity. You don't see that kind of mistake, that blunder from him very often, but really not good to miss that one. It's kind of that one and done position, but because you're Jet, you should have an opportunity to reposition, to sort of take a different angle in a gunfight. Ray Replay is going to get a headshot wallbang at a Hizu, by the way, and Kenzie's now left alone in a 1v3. Has the Vandal, will just opt to save it. No, there's really no shot, no approach that could be successful, and 9-2. This is almost as dominant as Team Kaqzi were in half number 1, as we will swap sides after this one. The last time for Kaqzi to get something on the offense, excuse me, on the defense here.
I did wince at that little death by replay, but like it doesn't matter. It's last round. They are at 7.2 in the bank for their top player. Andrew has now brought out the operator, perhaps. The money's low, and he did have that in his hands for just a split second, but I'm not entirely sure at this point. Oh, he has the Vandal. I think he's got both at his feet. Yeah, just in case he wants to switch off. But that's actually, I was going to point that out. That is the first off that we've seen this entire map, this entire series, if I'm correct. I don't think either team has brought that out on attack or defense until this very round. And I mean, that could be a thing too when you're playing this kind of tournament. There's no shame, right? Some people really hate that weapon, really think it's BM or something like that. But I mean, we're playing for money here. Like it's something that's fair game. It's in the game, so just use it. But the defense, we haven't seen Kaqzi bring out an op at all. Ken has been on the Vandal, on the Blade Storm, and like he looked good before. Both even the same. But when you're down this far and you're just getting peaked, ego challenged by every single person on the opposing side of Shiiiish, it really that op is a problem solver. It literally just denies those eagle peeks. It allows you to land those easy shots on the body when their opponents have to take some time, have to line up for the head. And that might end up making the difference sometimes.
Killjoy utility set up from Hizu on highway. One actually tucked into that corner. The molly will go through. So double molly, double nano on that highway entrance point. Kaqzi gets spotted. Just the shoulder there will be seen by Andrew. Does have the operator available, but has the Vandal for now, plus the knives. Kaqzi ever gonna peek this one? Here comes the smoke. Oh, there's one behind him all along. Traded away right now by Jen, who now pushed out onto the side. The wall will go down, and the sage wall will go up. The site's gonna be taken, but they don't know Hizu's here. There's the resurrect. It's gonna come through, but Hizu might just have enough time to deny the plan. He doesn't see behind the box. This triple will keep him alive, and a replay saves his team by entering and peeling for the plant, all on Ken in a 1v4 to win the final round of the half.
Oh, I mean, surely there's no chance. They're giving him shots, they're giving him opportunities, and he takes two, but he loses that final one. Kevin in that logs doesn't expect the last player, still off site. So well done by Kevin to take that off angle, but oh my, I mean, they got close, right? We can see that Ken can still win his fights if he has the correct weapon, if he has the peaks in his favor. I guess that makes it even more amazing that Shiiiish is up 10-2 right now. They're up 8 rounds. What's like how with the guys in Kaqzi shooting this well? Like I mentioned that it probably isn't the tactics, it probably isn't the preparation, not the strategy, but like I don't understand. It generally is. It's so confusing how they're losing all the 1v1s to Ganesh, just dry peeking. It's not even a Phoenix able to flash people off the angle. He is walking in with his brim and just winning fights. It doesn't make sense.
And just thinking back at map 1, the margin of victory for Kaqzi was only 7. Now they're down 8. This is unfamiliar territory for both these teams, I guess. Andrew's gonna start it off. Ken will die immediately. Oh, that gravity well did so much work, but only 1 kill to be found for it. Replay still tucked onto stairs, along with Ganesh with his beautiful camera spot in market. And now the flank has come through. They dilly-dallied around for a little bit too long, and Team Shiiiish is now closing in. Andrew's up on the cat area, but will be shut down by Kaqzi's dad as the rotate is through, and now we're racing towards A.
We have found an empty site. Kevin, maybe a bit timing, doesn't manage to get a kill. Almost a spray on the Volt, but in turn, it's Volt to take him out. Now the site is technically free, and Ganesh, another opportunity missed. There is still 1 player in this mid position. I don't think he knows, but maybe gonna clear this. He clears behind the wall, but he gets caught out by Kensei's dad, still in the smoke. So advantage now for the attack, able to maybe take the first pistol in this map, perhaps? 2 versus 3.
You need it. You absolutely need this win, or it could be just detrimental. You lose this one, you almost certainly lose the next one, and then you're at match point. Replay. Alongside Jen here, the blind out into hell. All 3 members sitting in this cubby. Kensei's gonna win his duel, and Jen's only at 30 HP. Drop down to 1, make it none. Jen will fall, and a must-win round goes to Team Kaqzi.
Wow, that almost ended badly. You see the utility of the Astra on the defense, able to completely stall the B push. There's nothing you can do. You are actually just there in that one-way Cypher cage, in the Astra. Like, there's nothing you can do. They have to leave, and they end up leaving. The minor blunder of Andrew falling on that cat position allows that A site to be completely taken, and the person inside of tree can't manage to find the rotations, so that it's just a free site, and the gunfights are just lost at that point. That's exactly what won them that round. Now it's just a simple A take, but they're running into the stack gamble from the side of Shiiiish. They're reading it correctly if the attackers want to follow through, but it looks like they just wanted the orb. They took it, they're leaving. Andrew's got the rotations in through mid, but I'd be very surprised if they wanted to dedicate anything more. There's the orb pickup on that Killjoy. He's heading out. Yeah, they don't want to commit at all. And I'd be surprised if they actually go through this mid position. They're probably going to send this jet all the way through, smoke this out. Yeah, Andrew has no bearing on this peak unless he wants to get aggressive, and don't think he wants to take that risk.
This is so smart. They could sense that something was up. This is a common strategy from defense. When you are at that first round deficit, you can 5-stack a site and hope to win some duels, some close range fights with the classic. He's just going to drop Ganesh, and Ken will drop Andrew as well. And Gen is not long to follow, as now they can really just run down any kills that they want. Really, they could leave them alive here. Replay and Kevin do stay alive for some reason at the end of this round. That would be detrimental to the economy. It would just be disastrous. And, well, that's probably not going to happen. They're just going to try everything that they've got. Volt barely able to survive. Excuse me, it's Replay who will drop. And Volt ends up cleaning it up. Kevin will not find anything as well. So a flawless win in round 2. That's to be expected, but the bonus is here. Confidence maybe from the side of Kaqzi, not committing to full rifle buys. There's not too much room for air here, Golden Falcon.
Yeah, there really isn't, and they could make one little slip up, technically, and be on 11. That's not entirely match point, not disaster just yet, but the thing is, Gen, he's on that Odin, on the signature, and he's going to be in that mid, which is surprising. Not going to be sitting at B, not going to be taking advantage of perhaps the Cypher cam that might be in the window, but I don't even think that he's dedicated the cam to that specific position. But whatever the case, there is a hold. This is risky because this gun is actually one of the guns in this game that cannot one-hit headshot. Like, even though it's so big, even though it's so powerful, it can't insta-kill someone. And in fact, it's Andrew to take the flank watch out. Kenzei's dad is sitting here to be careful. He wants to watch the flank outside A, but the map control has been lost. Now the rest of the players on this attack are in this mid. They have to try and go back up cat, but it's still being walled.
And Volt is the one to keep your eyes on this round, Falcon. He is the one with a hero rifle for Kaqzi. If there's anyone to win this round, the top frag duelist in this Volt arena would be the one to do it. Ken's going to drop as well. It's becoming more unlikely that we don't see 11 to the side of Shiiiish. Volt pushing straight back through mid. It just feels like they're out of options at this point. They've exhausted every possibility of entry, and now they just have to brute force their way through market. It's not good. It's not going to be clean. It's going to be chaotic and messy. Tagged, not quite. Volt, by the way, just going to find Ganesh when there was no right to do so. Tries to check logs, but didn't whip around and check the other entrance on to that market spot. So he will fall. Vandals picked up from Kensei. The site is theirs. Plant going down, but post plant is going to be rough in a 2v4. This retake is going to be fast, and it's going to be bad for the side of Hizo and Kensei, who are just now stuck on backside.
And there is an Odin. That's the biggest issue right now, because backside is safe until you have a high pen weapon like that Odin. You can have an Ares, you can have an AWP, but that thing shoots so fast that you just have nowhere to hide. It can wallbang this entire back wall, and if he decides to do though, I mean, he doesn't even need to. Kensei gets one, but he just gets run down by the rest of the members. That's a nice defense from the side of Shiiiish, bringing them to 11, and now that should end up... No, it doesn't quite break the money of Team Kaqzi. They should have another buy. Volt might be struggling a little bit because he did get reset. 1900 will put him at about 4.4. Yes. So there should be 4 rifles. No ultimates.
That's impressive. You got a TI-84 next to you or something, my friend?
I have my tricks. I'll reveal them after the stream. Magician doesn't.
How much do we got to pay for those? We need that. We need that kind of a stat production here. That was pretty good. But yeah, 4.4. Everyone's on full buy except Andrew, who's just probably going to wield the knives come this round.
Yeah. So, oh my God, it's a 5 outside B. There's an A stack, which could be a problem because there is less manpower on this site right now. Kevin's going to put up the wall. They're getting here so many guns. Should maybe send one to rotate. There's a flank by the knives as well, so perhaps he needs to activate fast because he's so slow on this. If he doesn't start running through spawn, this could be a disaster for the people on site. But there is still a dog. There are still flashes. Sage is still here, and the Cypher is coming to help as well. And the dog isn't going to see a single thing. No one switch. Not going to spot out market, of course. And the mid pressure is alleviated because there is a player top mid, which I'm not sure if the attack is going to anticipate. Andrew's got a crossfire with his teammates that are baiting. And right now, Gen's taking the aggression. He's got a kill already. Knows the second one is there. Wait, no! That is not what you want to see from Andrew. Absolutely unacceptable, but Gen is trying to save the round. 3 in mid. Replay even pushes through the smoke, but gets shut down by Volt. It's still a 2 versus 3, but a bit embarrassing for the Jet. Gives them a chance to be able to go anywhere they want with this spike.
Avert your eyes. We didn't see it. Someone cut stream. I don't want to witness it anymore. That was bad. Should have had those shots for sure. Definitely will be reminiscing on that later, especially if this round just doesn't go their way. Ken trying to updraft on top of Jen. Now peeling back. The plant will go down. 2v2 retake. Excuse me. These are fair gunfights. Ken at a little bit lower HP, sure, but these are still winnable. Rifles on rifles. Jen has the Odin though. Here comes that divide. Making sure no one's in main. There's someone close. Someone behind the green boxes, and Jen finds a penetration with the Odin. It's a 4. Can he make it 5? No! No! What? No! We'll fight 3. 5 HP left to save it from match point. Almost Volt barely turns back in time with the last few bullets. Will clutch around for Team Kaqzi. What a map that we have. What game 2 is this? Chaotic. Oh, the nerves must be through the roof. And man, if there were tactical pauses, you certainly want to take one now, but there is no breaks. There is no time to control your anxiety. It is go, go, go. And a stack on A means it is go time on B.
Go time indeed. That's an instant headshot. Replay can dismiss out because he did have that fortunate kill, but yeah, nothing to do. Stack was on the wrong side this time. Oh my god, that's... I mean, if this is the way they come back, I mean, the momentum is definitely in the favor of Kaqzi at this point. If I were Jen that last round, I would be so sad. A quad kill with that Odin, all leading up to this, and now he's trying to do some more. Maybe a kill. Hold on. Reload from Kensei's dad, but pulls out that classic, and the last player is coming in through that A main. Does he have a gun? He does. I would suggest saving this. The rest of the team is going to have enough to buy up after this round. 1900 on Ganesh will put him at 29. Able to buy up his own utility and armor. Not going to be able to invest in any teammates' weapons, but he shouldn't need to at this point. He's just going to go for some exits, maybe charge up this ultimate. That's a nice little kill there. Yeah, keeping himself alive.
Maybe would have liked one more to get that ultimate fully ready. Is assuming he could get one more in the next round, but yeah, just not enough there for Ganesh, but certainly well done to get the exit frag. And oh, if this is the way they come back, Falcon, if that miss knife in mid is the way that Kaqzi claimed map 2, that is just gonna be so sad. You couldn't imagine that one blunder, that one error could lead to such a swing in momentum, but now you don't have the confidence. You don't take the duels as aggressively anymore. But as I say that, Edge is just gonna peek out A main, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's controlled his nerves better than I have for him, and has the confidence to peek A. The wall's there behind him just in case, and well, that's not where the push is going, or at least not for now. 3 members sitting top mid. Well, the dog scouts out the site, takes one tripwire with it. So a little bit of utility taken there by Kensei's dad. 6-11. Only 5 round differential to come back from this one. Wine is clear, but they'll do check that one just in case. Wall is up. 1 gun fired. 2 guns fired. 3 all being sprayed. Now the rotations have to come through in time. They're not all too quick though.
This mid pusher
that might be well done, but replay on the lurk, can't find it. 30 HP on Kaqzi, cannot heal himself up. Jen holding mid with the Odin. Here comes the siege, the assault through mid.
Yeah, he pops the secrets as well. He knows at least one is still at A, and he wins the fight. Ken takes Jen out of the back lines, and now B is completely free. Last 2 players are on that defense, on that A side. I mean, surely they don't go for this. There's no way. They're so broke. 2 of their teammates cannot buy weapons. If anything, they should keep these rifles on the board to have the biggest chance in the next round, but I don't see this 2 versus 5 retake happening with 3 different ultis on the board. Not like they're going to use it on the side of Kaqzi, but there is that potential of getting so much out of this round. I mean, they surely would expend everything. They're down so much, they're not going to leave anything to question. So Andrew should just be going for exits, staying disciplined here. I don't want to see him pushing too far. He has that full armor, so he can save so much money if he does stay alive. Hold this angle. The smoke goes down to deny his exit, and even potential for someone to sneak around that smoke to catch Andrew off guard, so he decides to back off, which is, once again, very, very smart discipline from him. I like to see that. But yeah, this next round shouldn't be too much of a question either, unless there are a couple saves from the hero rifles. They should have enough to invest in another one on Ganesh if they want to, but that's going to be a very tough call. There isn't... I mean, if anything, I'd say give Gen another Odin. Ganesh quickly does buy up another rifle. There is a Reyna ulti. I'm not sure what gun he's going to choose to buy. Yeah, they're going to force. He's going to buy up a Spectre. Probably going to pop that ult this round. Maybe even farm an Altorb. That would be kind of risky. They haven't gone aggressive A main very often, but the Sage is one-off res, so that is a possibility. But there is a default across the map from the entirety of the attack. I'm pretty sure denying any possibility of getting forward, unless this Jet wants to... He's going to go into wine. He's going to just play an off angle, the drone angle. This is potential for a lot, because I don't think we've seen him in this position at all this game.
And I love the creativity that we're seeing from Kaqzi when it matters the most, when they're at this state from behind. They have two sitting behind that shack outside B, and the rest here trying to push, gain a little bit of ground. Andrew is tucked into wine. Last time this one was spotted out. Yeah, the pings are in. I don't know. There's a guess maybe from Ken that this could be dangerous. They haven't made a footstep yet. Now around the corner.
What?
And Andrew is preemptively aiming the swing, but that's why you got to hold the corner tight. They were ready for it. Not a footstep made. And quiet as a mouse. They will assassinate Andrew in that line position. And here comes the rest of the team, but the spike is not quite there yet. This was never the plan. They didn't want to go onto A. It was simply an illusion. Or maybe they will pull back. Gen though in mid has operated this Vandal to great success so far in the game. Racking his 18th kill straight out into the site, but he just can't find the head. And Kevin G will find one more. 3v3. Knives available for Ken. The Omen ulti was committed. I can say into market now. The spike is there. 13 seconds left on the clock.
10 seconds
Oh, it's all up to this guy now. There is so little time. Kensei has no time to cancel. He has to get this kill immediately, and it's not going to happen.
No.
That is the end of the round. Started so well. They got the entry immediately onto that Jet inside the corner, inside Wine. He even gets rezzed, picked up for that economy, which is fair. They are very, very broke, but they can expend anything they want because now they're on match point. Now they are the ones that put their opponents back against the wall. They have the room to work with. That is absolutely insane how that round turns out, because again, it started out so well, but it just all goes wrong when they want to push into that A. Kevin playing that corner so well on that Sage wall. I'm pretty sure we do have a tech pause, perhaps.
We go.
Maybe some of their pings are a bit iffy. They're not actually calling for a pause, which is surprising. But either way, I mean, yeah, it's definitely surprising because they're the ones without the room to work with right now. And even so, the peak comes up from Andrew, gets shut down again. There's no res because it was expended last round to bring his money back into line. So entry for the attack, good on them. And now, even against the wall, Kensei stat sneaks right up, and Kevin's not ready. He doesn't think that they can tuck so close. Now that's a free A site.
Last time they took too long to commit to an angle. This time they're straight out into sight. Volt's going to trade his life away just for one Exeter. And Gen will not be in this round. The big man on top will not be allowed. That cosmic divide is no longer a tool in the toolbox. Replay trying to get out here, throwing one blind, but they have 4 members to kill. That's 1. 3 more to go. But Kenzie's dad was tucked behind Gen into a tight corner. So hard to peek that one without exposing yourself to absolutely every angle under the sun. And here comes Kensei on the flank. Father and son clean up the round. 8-12, still match point, but there's so much to do, but slowly chipping away at this lead. Our team Kaqzi.
That was a good round to do it in, though. A blunder by Andrew, missing that gunfight. Now he's bringing out this operator, so he won't make that mistake again, hopefully. If he lands the shot, at least. That's what he needs to do. And that is a glass cannon. Most of the team does not have the best of buys. They're not even going full armor. They're forcing this all the way. They know they have the room, so it might be okay. Again, they have that cosmic divide that was lost last round because of the death of Gen, but Ganesh with those wall hacks, if he manages to find a body, could prove fruitful. And they're going for a mid-aggression 2. Wait, this could be so big right now. I don't think anyone's looking behind them on the attack. Replay is going to take the first engage. He's not ready for the Omen, turns the wrong way at the wrong time. Kensei catches off 1. But they don't understand that Gen's up here as well. They only saw that only player. Now they're just into B. They're making this read perfectly, and Ganesh gets taken out even That is an insane entry on a B. I don't know how they read that no one's here, but somehow they managed to find a free site to get the spike down for free as well. One player sitting on the stairs. There's so many crossfires being held on this site, and the rest of them holding back. They're all playing safe. There should be absolutely no re-entry into this B.
I don't know. It feels like Kaqzi's done their homework coming into the second half, just like Shiiiish did last time, but they just couldn't secure it this time. Maybe Kaqzi looking for that map 2-0, but they read the play excellently. One member watching the flank. Not sure that they saw Volt, but regardless, they get anything they needed. They enter straight out into the site. Ganesh dives through the smoke, and now it's time for Miracle retake. 3v5 is what you need, but instead they'll give it up. Smart play, I think, by Team Shiiiish here. They don't need to force the issue. They have an operator plus 2 rifles, so keeping that armory in the bank, and well, that's not great. They'll still have enough to buy. A double suicide, holding hands as the bomb killed them both in real time. 3 rounds now is all Kaqzi need to force overtime. 1 round sends us even in a best of 5 grand finals.
Question is, at this point, can Andrew make the correct read? These rounds might end up be reliant on him right now because to make that massive investment with this operator here does seem to maybe be getting an engage. It looks like the Reyna does want to challenge his cap position. The smoke, that's a recall, so maybe faking them out a little bit, and it does hit the shot. It's good on him. That's exactly what they needed. This investment, now they know that it's towards this A. Dissuaded are the entire team of Kaqzi. I don't really blame them. They don't really want to run into that gun again. So they're going to leave him here. 3 stacked woods B. With this Cypher still supporting this jet, just in case someone walks up that A main. But this wall is going to go through. It's going to get shot down immediately. There goes the dog. It's not going to spot very much. They know Gen's in this one position just because that he did fire his gun. That's the only reason. But no other spots. And now they, even for this exit, that's so pretty smart. Because they leer back B just to make sure no one's pushed up all the way through mid. I love that.
Oh, this is going to be so bad for Kaqzi. They have to waste so much time rotating out, and without Hizu watching the flank, Andrew just gets free reign all over mid. They have to take the long way out. Ken's still here trying to find any lurkers that are pushing on the flank, but no one's even taking a whiff at pushing B main right now. Maybe Gen though. The caster curse comes real once again, and Gen just gets dropped, but Ken does not have the spike. The play is on the other side. A still being guarded well by Ganesh. This is going to be a must win. Of course it is. Only 1 round left. No. Ken drops 2. He has done everything on the other side of the map. Now it's up to the team to do their end of this bargain. Ken gets 1 member down to 1 HP.
Wait, the shotgun.
Barely Ganesh with a judge will drop 10 seconds left on the clock. 2 HP on Andrew. Trying to deny the defuse. He jumps out with a right click and he's won as long as he doesn't die. There's 1 member remaining and it's game over before you blink. Golden Falcon, what a map, what a series we have on our hands. Team Shiiiish pull out a win against Kaqzi in spectacular fashion.
Oh my god. And it's not even just the one player. Andrew obviously single-handedly wins that last round by himself. Okay, I say that. Ganesh did his fair share as well, getting those double kill in the smoke, in that cyber cage, in that A main with the shotgun. And then Andrew, all he has to do is basically kill the planner. That's what he did. That's it. That was what did it, and the jet is so far away. That lurk found so much success, it almost drew the rotations, but the timing was just in the defender's favor of hearing those action come through A main, all those footsteps, and the Cypher's like, okay, hold on, they're here, guys. That was just the fake. Ken's just here to catch our rotations, and that's all it took. That's a crazy way to end as well. And of course, this entire map was absolutely insane. The fact that the first half went, was it 2-10? 10 rounds in favor of Shiiiish, the team that went down 1-11 in Haven on their own defense. Like, this is some crazy stuff. And of course, like I mentioned too, in those pauses that we had in the technical issues, that I believe that it was really just the skill differential of these teams. They got warmed up, and the second half proved the fact that it was both teams really having attacking prowess, able to break open both sites, able to just win those duels. But at the end of the day, of course, it's that kind of situation, right? You win so many rounds in the first half, and there's no room to work with. You cannot make a single mistake. And in that round, one mistake was made. One mistake. It was the timing between Ken getting that double kill inside B versus the footsteps being heard in A main, rushing to site. That tiny bit of misdirection and the jet coming back up cat, where you can see in the mini babby, he was ready to go all the way. He was ready to flank. And then as soon as Cypher hears him, he's like, nope, updraft, back in. And that's some crazy stuff.
I mean, everyone on this scoreboard that you see in front of you is ready to make that hero play, to make the difference in this series. But for now, we're deadlocked at 1-1. Between Team Kaqzi and Team Shiiiish in the inaugural XLNC Valorant tournament. This is only number 1. I'm sure it can only get better from here. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, Golden Falcon, but you're the one that's smarter than me, of course. But we do have a quick break headed your way. We'll be right back as we get things sorted and geared up and ready for our third game of the day. We'll be right back with a continuation of the grand finals.